Education is one thing no one can take away from you. Ellen Nordgren. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andika Guruh. I'm from Islamic State University of Mahmud BATUSANKAR. The first of all, thanks to Allah who gave me able to join this competition. Secondly is Salawat and Salam always be delivered to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, was brought us from the darkness into the modern era we live in today. Ladies and gentlemen, I ever hear a quote from a book. That book said, "We must gather ilmu first after iman, because without ilmu or education we cannot get iman, because if we don't know about something that we want to trust or we want to believe, we must have some education first." Ladies and gentlemen, in this time, I wanna deliver my speech with the title is "The Issues of Education in Our Country." Ladies and gentlemen, in this modern era, and we are living today, we have much problem or issue in our education. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, education is the one important in our country to make good quality of humans. But as we can see, much problem or issue is happening in our country. The first, in our education. Ladies and gentlemen, so in this time, I want to show you up about the issues of education in our country. But the first thing we must know is, what is education? Anybody know about what is education? Yes. Okay, education is something that activity to share about the knowledge in one place or in the out place, indirectly or directly. Ladies and gentlemen, education is placed to us to share about knowledge. The education is something activity that share about the experience about knowledge. Because of that, as human, we really need about this one. Because as human, we really need some education. But in Indonesia, in our country, we have some problem in this one. In education. In this time, I will explain from my daily activity that I was found some trouble, some issue, some problem in education. That I found 5 issues in education. The first, lack of available funds for education. The second is poor quality of educators. The third, high cost of educations. The fourth, no adequate facilities. And the fifth, lack of teaching and learning materials. Ladies and gentlemen, the first issue is about the lack of available funds of education. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I chose this one problem be the first point about the lack of available funds of education is because in our education really needs some funds. But this is some problem. Why I say this one some problem? Because in some association, or we can call it some association of education, we need some funds to grow up the education. But the biggest problem of this one is funds, because without funds we can grow up the education. We can give some facilities to our education. We can get some good educators for our educations. Because of that, I put one issues on this page is lack of available funds for educations. Ladies and gentlemen, funds or money is so really important to our educations, because without funds or money, we don't know how we are as supervisor, as human, as student can grow up the education with a good educator, with a good facilities, with a good place to get good some activity and education. So because of that, education really need first is funds. But as we know, the first issue of our education is lack of available funds. Because of that, Indonesians have some problem in education. Secondly is about poor quality educator. The poor quality of educator is the one reason why Indonesians have some trouble of issue in education. According to UNESCO's Global Education Report, I was read that before, there have many trouble in there. Because Indonesia is the 10th ranks in education in the Asia. The reason why we got the ranks 10th in education in Asia, because we have some trouble, we have some issue, we have some problem and choose good educators. Ladies and gentlemen, education can be good education without good educators. We really need a good educators in our education, in our association. Ladies and gentlemen, from the researchers I was found under 1099 until 2000, educator our specifically signification be higher, but the student is still low. Because of that, make the education is not balanced. Ladies and gentlemen, educators really need have a good quality. So I think Indonesian must to make a good and choose educators. To make a good generation of our education in Indonesia. To make Indonesia be good quality in education. The second is educators. The first is fun, the second is educators. Ladies and gentlemen, the third about the reason why Indonesians have some trouble, some issue, some problem in education is high cost of education. Yes, cost. Ladies and gentlemen, high cost of education makes some reason why much student is not want to continue about their education. They just stop in senior high school or just stop in the middle of school and one don't want to continue their education because the cost is too high. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now Indonesian make free of education. Start from the elementary school until the senior high school. But isn't mean this is make the cost is free. Ladies and gentlemen, it really make me feel emotional to talk about this one because this is related to me. I have friends. She is a poor human, but she is got some high costs, and that makes she stop to continue education in university. Ladies and gentlemen, high cost of education so make me some counting in the much personality. The reason why people want to stop to continue their education because of that, because high cost. That's some problem in our education in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, we are as the young, as teenagers, we must speak up about this one. Speak up if this one really important to make some motivation to the person, to student, to next their education. Maybe in the middle to senior high school, maybe from senior high school, go to university. That's so important. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are talk about a cost really sensitive. If you are talk about a cost really sensitive. Because much person want to continue their education because of the cost. They're always say, no, I want to continue my education because I'm think it's better to me to get a job. But if you are wise person, we can balance that. We can continue our education while we are work. But that will make some trouble again in education. That will make some not unbalanced. That will make a new problem too. So, for our government, if you watch this, I hope you can lower the cost to make easier to the poor human to next their education. I know our government was give some scholarship for the poor human, poor student who want next to do next education. Maybe from senior high school want to go to the university, but this is some trouble because the scholarship is not worked. Because the scholarship just give the rich man, the rich human, not the only poor human. Because our government is not go to the place and make some observation to just want to make sure if the scholarship gives to the right person. So that's a problem. The reason why must our friends, our family, our people of us still not good quality of education, because cause I'm sorry, I'm kind of emotional. Okay, the first is educate facilities. It is related to myself. I was studied and some association who not good enough in facilities. We are as the student of English Association, myself specifically. But we don't have a good facilities. It will make some trouble in ourselves to make more easier to understand what the topic talk about. And without good facility, that will make some trouble in education. Ladies and gentlemen, because of that, good enough of facilities is really important to grow up the education. Without a good facilities and some associations that will make some trouble, issue or problem in the education. And the fifth is lack of teaching and learning materials. The reason why I say this one is really important, but I take it in the last because much trouble is happening is this. It will be something trouble in the big trouble because I ever show a video. We can show the video.
If I hold it like this and I let it go, what will happen? It will drop. Why? Gravity. Boring. We start spinning it. Ready? I drop it. And it stays.
No, what?
What's happening? What's happening? It's a gyroscope now. It is spinning and it is precessing like our planet Earth.
Okay, that's all. The video is explained about why the way how the teacher explained about the material so clearly with the practice in the same time. Because of that, I think in Indonesian we have some trouble in that. Because in Indonesian we are just talk about the material without practice indirectly. Because in our education just talk about material again and again without practice in the same time. And that video where what we was shown before, that is in physics subject. That's the lecture or the educators explain while practice. Because I think in Indonesian is not only problem in lack of the teaching material but the learning materials too. I think in our education is good enough and explain about the material, but we don't know how to practice this. So in this time, this is one the problem why Indonesian needs one. Ladies and gentlemen, so many points we must do evaluation to ourselves, to our education in our country, to make a better education, to have a good educators. We need that to make some new generation that we call us 5.0. The first point we must do is make a good in education. Good educators to good education. Me, Andika Guruh Saputra from UINMY Mahmud. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.